The middle. 50-50. Half and half. Right in the centre. Glass half full or glass half empty. Are you stuck in the middle? Or are you getting the best of both worlds? Fortunately, when it comes to motorcycles, being in the middle is a pretty good place to be right now. Call it middleweight, call it mid-capacity, call it Cape Middleton if you like. Either way, this is one bustling market that is far from middle of the road. This is Ollie Barstow here with Next Bike, and if you've got your eye on a new middleweight naked, there are some top options to choose from. If you're having trouble deciding though, then go top up that glass and watch on as we bring you our 10 best buys on sale right now. Yamaha's venerable Masters of Torque range of nakeds have been such a hit for the Japanese marque, you'll now find multiple MTs in the range, from the nippy 125 right up to the meaty 1000cc variant. Here we have the Goldilocks of the range, the MT-07, which aims to be just right for those stepping up from smaller capacity models. A great all-rounder, the MT-07's 689cc twin-cylinder engine generates 74 brake horsepower at 8,750 RPM. We're not sure 67 Nm of torque at 6,500 RPM is what you'd describe as, say, masterful, but no matter, the MT-07 feels like a grown-up motorcycle both in terms of dynamics and quality. In the end, choosing the MT-07 might well just come down to whether you're a fan of those striking looks. Normally, we'd shudder to imagine what it'd be like to have a Hornet between your legs, but here we'll make an exception with the Honda CB750 Hornet. Launched in 2022 as a more flexible twin-cylinder alternative to the neo-retro 4-pot CB650R, the Hornet sees Honda go all in with a brand new platform that, like most models from Big Red, does everything it says on a very well-engineered tin. While a safe styling won't leave you buzzing, the Hornet has substance in droves. The lightweight chassis allows the Hornet to live up to its spirit, insect, by being agile in the urban jungle, while it contributes to a frisky 91 brake horsepower on tap from its 755cc engine. At just over £7,000, it also undercuts most rivals, and you'll get a big dealer network, durable mechanicals and solid quality. Plus, it's a Honda, so you'll meet the nicest people on it too. A feel-good success story for historic British marque Triumph, the Trident 660, launched in 2019, represented a new entry point for the range, one that has allowed Triumph to bring its premium brand to a whole new audience. Granted, if you crack the Trident 660 open, you will find familiar underpinnings, albeit resized and re-engineered into a more compact package. It means you'll still find Triumph's signature 3-cylinder engine, which also means very usable torque at your fingertips and that ever so distinctive sporty thrum in your ears. Packing 81 brake horsepower at 10,250 RPM, the Trident 660 has plenty of go, while the understated design, with its compact profile and exquisite attention to detail, brings the show too. It's more expensive than the MT-07 and Hornet, but you won't feel shortchanged, especially if you can't stretch to a street triple. In many ways, the Aprilia 660 Tuono sits in a class of its own. Sure, it literally measures up alongside other motorcycles in this ranking, and its 659cc engine is equivalent too. But a 660 Tuono is built as a mid-size naked for the discerning rider. If that sounds a bit snobby, then well, so be it. The 660 Tuono is middling in size, but high-end in ethos, boasting premium touches such as electronics inspired by Aprilia's MotoGP effort that have been distilled into an agile and lightweight B-road beast. Just shy of a full ton in horsepower and weighing just over 180 kilograms, the Tuono 660 retains the racing mindset of its RS660 sibling in a more compliant, practical package. But you will pay for it. At £9,000, it's upwards of £1,500,000 pricier than many of its rivals. Time waits for no man, but there was a time when we thought Suzuki had completely forgotten it needed to replace its geriatric SV650 at some point. Nevertheless, after a 2-decade wait, good things have finally come in the shape of the GSX-8S, Suzuki's new middleweight champion. While many may mourn the decision to swap the V-twin engine out for a conventional twin-cylinder layout, the 83 brake horsepower 776cc unit is a worthy successor, which combined with a firmer suspension and an all-new chassis, sees the GSX-8S prove itself as a fun, sporty option. Positioned in the middle of the middle, as a rival to both the Trident and Street Triple, as well as the MT-07 and MT-09, the GSX-8S strikes the balance by having the maturity of a larger motorcycle, with a price, starting at just over £8,000, that is nearer to smaller capacity models. Then again, if you can't stretch to the GSX-8S, then the SV650 is still going strong, and it's a bit of a bargain too. After the KTM 790 Duke, now comes the Husqvarna 801 Svartpilen, which takes the Austrian firm's so-called scalpel and gives it a distinctive gloss of Scandi cool desirability, an evolution of the stripped-back, moody design language that distinguishes the Swedish brand's offerings today. The Svartpilen 801 keeps the lo-fi, darkened tones and minimalist bodywork, but adds a touch more flair for a trendier finish than its rivals here. Under the skin, though the 801 Svartpilen makes do with the well-proven Duke 790 mechanicals instead of the newer 890 platform, it has been fettled to increase power to a punchy and class-leading 103 brake horsepower, while it's a featherweight at 181 kilograms too. It's not cheap at £10,500 for what is essentially a KTM in fancy new clothes, but for those who like to deviate from the crowd, well, there's a lot of appeal here. Kawasaki's popular mid-range Z650 may be considered one of the veterans in a segment brimming with newer talent, but one person's aging gracefully is another's package well proven. Regular updates ensure the Z650 remains competitive since the last major update in 2020, so while its 649cc parallel twin gives up some forces to rivals at 67 brake horsepower, it still handles well and rides smoothly all the same. Moreover, you can get your Z650 in two distinct flavours: the standard variant, which is every inch Kawasaki's Tsugomi design language, plus you'll have the choice of the desirably retro Z650 RS. CFMoto continues on its mission to prove it doesn't need to just rely on undercutting its rivals on price to attract customers. It now wants to prove it can take them on across the board. The latest such example comes courtesy of the Chinese firm's new mid-size roadster, the CFMoto 800 NK. Displaying a confident design direction from the outset, the 800 NK stands out from both the crowd and the KTM 790 Duke with which it shares its mechanicals. Retaining a hint of the hooligan vibe coined by KTM, the 800 NK is spirited to ride on the road and makes good use of its 94 brake horsepower to deliver a sportier feel than any other model to come from CFMoto in the past. Better yet, CFMoto hasn't abandoned its ideals in terms of value for money, the sub $7,000 price tag belying its credentials while still undercutting most of its rivals. It has to be said, searching for a new motorcycle in the middleweight sector is something of a double-edged sword. Sure, the quality of options has never been higher, but then the same could be said for the prices too. So thank goodness for the Moto Morini Seiemezzo, which keeps things simple to keep prices down for those after a decently sized naked with a decent amount of grunt. Admittedly, the Seiemezzo, which for those who don't speak Italiano means 6.5, isn't the last word in innovation. In fact, the 649cc engine comes from Kawasaki's parts bin, while you will detect a few recognisable inspirations in the neo-retro, aka Honda, inspired design, tipping the scales at just over 200 kilograms and offering up a modest 61 brake horsepower. The Seiemezzo won't better a Hornet or Trident in a direct head-to-head, but it feels solid, is well kitted out, and, even better, it's just a snip under £6,000. And now for something rather different. Introducing the new Kawasaki Z7. Now, looking at the Z7 here, a Kawasaki that still very much looks like a Kawasaki, you'll be forgiven for thinking that this is just a replacement for the Z650. It is not, however. For this, Kawasaki comes with a hybrid powertrain. True, hybrid technology isn't a new innovation. It's been around for a long time on four wheels. But remarkably, there have only ever been a couple of unsuccessful attempts to harness it for use on two wheels. However, with the buying public still very wary of pure electric motorcycles, Kawasaki is hoping to ease the transition with the Z7 hybrid by offering up the best of both worlds. Under the skin, the Z7's oily bits come in the form of a 451cc ICE paired with an electric motor that together generates 69.4 brake horsepower at 10,500 RPM. Designed to run on zero emissions electric power in urban environments, those that might have banned other fossil-fueled models, the ICE kicks in once you hit higher speeds. It's not cheap in this company at just under £12,000, but it is substantially cheaper than pure electric alternatives, plus you'll save a heap in running costs. So there you go, 10 mid-capacity nakeds, one difficult choice. Why not just go ahead and buy 2 or 3, just to be on the safe side. Did we highlight your favourites, or have we made a glaring omission? Feel very free to leave a comment, and while you're there, let us know what video you'd like to see here on the Next Bike YouTube channel. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more motorcycle goodness sliding right into your feeds. Until next time, adios amigos.